I love you, Lord. Oh, your mercy never fails me. And all my days I've been held in your hand.
So I'm just going to read from Deuteronomy 7, verse 17. Perhaps you will think to yourselves, how can we ever conquer these nations that are so much more powerful than we are? But don't be afraid of them. Just remember what the Lord your God did to Pharaoh and to all the land of Egypt. Remember the great terrors the Lord your God sent against them. You saw it all with your own eyes. And remember the miraculous signs and wonders and the strong hand and powerful arm with which he brought you out of Egypt. The Lord your God will use this same power against all the people you fear. No, do not be afraid of those nations, for the Lord your God is among you, and he is a great and awesome God. So I just wanted to share about something quite personal to me, which is the spirit of inadequacy. So this is one of the greatest tools that the enemy uses to come against us, especially as women and girls. He comes at us with inadequacy, he comes at us with an inferiority complex, and he comes at us with the spirit of fear. And this is because if you are operating in a spirit of inadequacy or a spirit of fear, you basically defeat yourself. So this is a very efficient tool for the enemy to use. And it's so important to recognize this because the children of Israel, they saw themselves as grasshoppers. And even though it was an 11 days journey to the promised land, they ended up wandering in the wilderness for 40 years because they were operating in a spirit of inadequacy and in a spirit of fear. They felt that they were not going to be able to possess the promises that God had promised to them and to their ancestors. And so the enemy comes against us with this, even whatever situation you're facing. Maybe it's in your job or in your studies or perhaps in your marriage or in your family. Whatever it is, maybe in your business, and the enemy will tell you that you're not going to be able to overcome this challenge. You're not good enough. You're not strong enough. You're not educated enough. You're not going to make it through this. And yet that is a lie of the devil. So it is up to yourself to recognize the spirit of inadequacy and the spirit of fear and to see where these spirits are operating. And God has spoken certain things over your life. He has spoken promises to you, but the enemy is also speaking things to you. So whose report are you going to believe? Are you going to believe the report of the enemy, of all the lies he has spoken over you? Or are you going to believe the report of the Lord? God has put something really special on the inside of you. He has called you for great things. There's great promises that he has put that he has called you to, and a great destiny that he has called you to. And you have to make that decision to actually believe that, you know what, the Lord is on my side. I will believe the report of the Lord. And even here in Deuteronomy, it says, you may be thinking to yourself, how will I conquer all these things? But I, the Lord, am on your side. Remember all the times that I was with you. And that's such an important thing to remember, all the times that God has come through, all the miracles, signs, and wonders he's performed in your life. The enemy would love for you to forget those things and to think that, well, there's nothing, God has never done anything, and yet God has done so much for us that we can look back to and say, if he did it before, he can do it again. He can get me through this, and he can get me into the promise that he has called me to. So you have great things on the inside of you. Never forget that. And you will make it to all the promises that God has put on the inside of you. You will make it to your destiny because God is on your side. So that's what I wanted to share. I hope it encourages you. Have a lovely day.